Hello, everyone. Thank God it's Friday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Obiajilo Olabisi Ubo, and with me are the amazing ladies. How you doing, Nima?
I'm fine. I'm very grateful to God for the life of the former governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Raji Fashola. Today is his birthday.
Yay! So many Cancerians.
Yes. Happy birthday, sir. Father to many. I say he's the exemplary governor because, you know, he set so many examples, and it will be ego that will not let somebody want to follow his example. So I just want to say happy birthday. Thank you for being an inspiration, a mentor. Thank you for touching lives. I wish you very many more years in good health and prosperity.
Even from me too, happy birthday. Thank you for being an inspiration for so many of us, and we wish you the very best. I'm so happy. Cancerians are, we're just in good company.
Too proud.
People that are born, late June to July, we're Cancerians. We just have this extra intelligence, extra beauty, extra flavor.
She must not talk again.
I must talk.
All this proud. I don't understand. If it's not why you're shouting Germany, it's them. As if all of us don't have time.
No. We all know Libra is the best.
Yes. Oh, Libra is the best. The Libra?
Yeah, I'm Libra.
Oh, my last born is Libra. Well, happy birthday to... he's a really great man, and he's an inspiration, like you said, to all of us. Is the fact that he gave exemplary leadership, which is very, very important. And I wish that all of us can learn from it. We wish you all the best, and God bless you.
Yes.
Ramatu?
Yes, so...
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Yesterday was my pretty daughter's birthday. She turned 16.
Wow. Nice birthday, mate.
Honestly,
Yes.
Wow.
16. So I'm going to pick her up from school.
Did you get married at 12? Because why is your daughter...
Why is she not aging?
So I'm going to pick,
they're in school?
Yes, they're in
Okay.
school, so I'm going to pick them up. It's going to be a wonderful weekend. We plan to, go for photo shoots, restaurant to eat, and just enjoy ourselves. Just
16 is a big
Sweet
age.
16.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
A big cake, please.
Yeah. Congratulations. So
To be 16.
I'm sorry.
Because she has met my age now.
Sweet 16.
Very soon she'll be older than me.
This is 16 for
For life.
Yeah.
Yes. How you doing, Miriam?
I'm fine. Yesterday was also my daughter's birthday. She turned 10, and I just...
Big 10.
Today is just to say thank you for all the love, the prayers, the gifts. All those people asking for account details.
Oh my goodness.
And they're just people who view, who are fans. So thank you so very much.
Amazing.
She's so very grateful for all the prayers and, all the love. Thank God for that child, mine.
Our superstar, our actor. I was very busy yesterday, so I saw it in the evening. I saw the pictures. I'm like, this babe, I'm waiting for you. You got an auntie here. We're going places. Don't worry. I got you, girl. All right. We're still doing sales. Sales are slow. The market is really slow. Like I think people are really feeling the economy everywhere. Normally, before I shout 1 day, 2 days, things are almost selling out. But now they are looking at it and everybody's just minding their business. But I'm just worried about my books this end of month. Okay. I'm supposed to be sending in my financials at the end of the day. I just told my accountant yesterday, see, the account is not accounting. I'm not even in the mood to send you anything because I don't sell market, Yes. But I know it's one of those things that happen, especially if you're in business. I will not be frustrated out of it. I am here to stay. Yeah. We go dig them anyhow.
Yes, get better. Yes.
Yeah, we'll push it. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we do the newspaper reviews. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
welcome back. We'll be starting the newspaper reviews with The Nation. There's a big advertorial here. Federal Ministry of Works, Renewed Hope Legacy Road Infrastructure Projects. This is listing some of the projects that the federal government will be embarking on. Tinubu rallies governors on massive food production. President backs urgent, result-oriented agri plan. Federal government slashes CNG conversion cost by half. Surveillance operatives uncover all theft camps. What stories do we have in The Nation?
Okay, so I have the federal government slashes CNG conversion cost by half. The presidential initiative on compressed natural gas yesterday announced a 50% cut on the cost of conversion of petroleum-powered vehicles to gas. It said that it was part of federal government efforts to encourage popular shifts to more cost-effective and sustainable transportation system. With the discount, the conversion cost, which is 1.2 million, will be 600,000. The government is providing conversion kits to transporters at 50% discount, in addition to other incentives and initiatives aimed to ensuring seamless transition to CNG. Mr. Oluwagbemi said the government, in its efforts to reduce the cost of public transportation, is supporting the sector with the introduction of CNG buses and tricycles. That's the normal keke we see around. So he said in the next days you witness these buses on the streets of Abuja, even as we also start to make conversion kits available at 50% discount to transport sectors.
Okay,
so let's see how that pans out.
Yeah.
The president at the 142nd NEC meeting, usually he's not supposed to attend the NEC meeting because it's presided over by the vice president, but he was a guest at that meeting and he gave the governors, a mandate to revert to him within 7 days on how to achieve food sufficiency. So he has asked them, all governors, amid our rising costs, to embark on massive food production, and they should meet together with citizens to arrive on ways to achieve this. He was a guest, as I mentioned, at the NEC meeting, that's the National Executive Council meeting. National Economic Council meeting, and the mandate was on massive food production by state governments, and because they are in control of lands, is asking them to mark out farming lands and enable farmers to quick farm and attend to our needs. Most of our food production, food prices cost is affected by importation, really. Maize, all of that. So if we have each state focusing on their strength areas, it will be good.
Balance out each other.
We've been shouting tomato cost. Yeah. On Sunday, I had to go for an event in Ojo, and so I drove through the Yanoba market, and I remember going shopping in that market all my life in university. And when tomatoes is out of season, buying what they call the Ogbomosho tomatoes, or they call it Cotonou, is a watery one. I have a perfect way of cooking that tomato, that it will come out with good taste, and I've forgotten about it. Because our auntie here, we insist on the just tomato, which is usually out of season at this time. And so there are alternatives, but we are not seeing them. So if our governors are focusing on their strength areas, we have those alternatives, as opposed to, depending on only one side. I would have done a perfect jollof rice on salad day with that. So that's expensive.
All right, so
I have surveillance security operatives. They said at the weekend they had uncovered oil bunkering camps and their perpetrators during routine patrols in Okoroba axis in the Nembe local government area of Bayelsa State. They said operatives were in the process of dismantling illegal operations. While doing that, they found evidence of firms' involvement. Now, this is where I think my English is lacking. Evidence of firms' involvement. I was expecting names of these firms, just firms' involvement. If people that speak better English can help me. Involvement in the theft of the nation's precious resources. They said the identity cards of employees of the firms involved include theft found at these sites raise serious incriminating evidence. I wish we could know these.
Some of these firms, maybe they're not ready to release
it yet. Well, the surveillance team destroyed 2 large boats loaded with crude oil and a fiber boat at 2 camps. They also they said they do this to prevent further illicit activities. They said the boats that they set ablaze could carry large quantities of oil and that was able to indicate to them the extent of the operation, that it shows that it's a large-scale operation that's been going on in that area. They said there's a notorious bunker whose operations are spread across the Bayelsa state, in the creeks of Nembe, Brass in particular, and he's fully involved in theft. They say he owns several illegal bunkering camps and controls a vast transportation network that then transports illegal refined petroleum products to various parts of the state.
Wow.
And there's also another bunker too that, you know, is notorious in this, that has many facilities. So this collaboration makes it hard for security operatives to be able to clamp down on these activities. As we know, a lot of people, many stakeholders have been complaining about the theft that's going on with that particular sector and how it's bleeding us of resources.
Yeah, resources.
So we hope with this investigation, finally we'll be able to name them and shame them. They're also, stakeholders are also saying EFCC needs to do more policy-wise and also, you know, work with banks to freeze their accounts and things like that, or else if they don't get enough punishment to match what they do, it will just keep on happening.
Yes, so I have an inside story. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has reiterated its plan to collaborate with industry stakeholders to fight exorbitant price hike in consumer goods and commodities. The FCCPC Acting Executive Vice Chairman Adamu Abdullahi disclosed this yesterday during a meeting with the National Association of Supermarket Operators of Nigeria, Retail Council of Nigeria, that was held in Lagos yesterday. And he said that the Commission was worried about the consumer abuses, which relates to price gouging, including shelf price and till price not corresponding and lack of display of prices on the shelf. And he says, expressing regret, he said that the agency was worried about the issue of price gouging. You buy a product, you claim that because there's exchange rates, the exchange rate was high when you bought it, the product, you will not want to sell it at the old price that you bought it. And he says, we feel that it's fair if the government is trying to bring down the exchange rate. People should also play their part to supplement the efforts of the government. And he stated that. And he said, the concerns we have in retail business, especially in the formal sector, is the issue of price display on products. You know, they had complained that a lot of supermarkets had taken off their price displays, and then you don't really know how much you're paying till you get to the counter. Some even have a different price, and when you get to the counter to make your payment, it's a different price. And so they are saying they are clamping down on some of those supermarkets who do that, and we all need to help one another. The only thing is, for small businesses like us that we sell online, by the time you finish your sales, you go back to buy, the prices change. People are going to the old pictures, go and pick that price and say that's how much you're selling. So we keep explaining that I've restocked and this is the new price. It's quite dicey at the moment.
For business.
Yeah, it is. So let's move on to the Punch. Major headline: federal government rolls out 1 trillion palliative massive construction projects. 3.7 million families to get 540 billion naira grants. 155 billion for assorted foods. Others. Federal government to begin massive rail construction, CNG buses distribution in states, according to the FCT. NNPC to boost economy with $4 billion gas projects. Cholera, government eyes vaccine donations as cases hit 1,579. Blackmail can't stop new presidential jet approval. This is the Senate speaking. Federal government raises fresh 284 billion naira as T-bills debt hits 10 trillion. Probe begins as ex-Konga CEO allegedly jumps to death in Lagos apartment. States should negotiate minimum wage, according to Southern governors. Let's take a story and we'll do a short break.
So let me just take, because the story I took in The Nation is also that of the major headline in the Punch, and it's continuing. So he also announced a national construction and also support program for 100,000 families in each state. So we're looking at about that's 100 times 36 states plus the FCT, and each of those 100,000 families will be getting 50,000 naira grants for 3 months. 155 billion to be disbursed for assorted foods, 540 billion for household grants, even as 36 states and the FCT will also get 10 billion naira allocation each for CNG buses. This 50,000 planned for 3.7 million families across 36 states and the FCT, and the 10 billion allocation for each for CNG buses in the 6 states and the FCT as well as the 155 billion spending on associated foods, and are estimated to cost about 1 trillion naira. We know we suspended the former Minister for Humanitarian and whatever affairs.
Yes.
Better I do on suspicion of some form of corruption. So I think by now we should be querying this method of alleviating poverty. This method of sharing. Of alleviating poverty because of the way it can be taken advantage of.
We can query it, but many Nigerians actually prefer it. We've had conversations on it, and we say Nigerians want to see you hand it over to them instead of putting it towards infrastructure.
Yes, that would be beneficial to them. But we have to do a breather here. When we come back, the newspaper reviews continue. Stay with us.
It's okay.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ, and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7 is Owen G. What is the name, or what was the name? You see, I want to make them better now.
Rockheart.
No, of the goat when they brought it on stage.
The name of that goat.
Yeah.
We should go there.
No, that one easy now.
I'm just drinking this so that I can ask him my own questions. It's not because of
Buga.
he didn't get it. You know, you people, you know. Okay. Mention 10 female stand-up comedians in Nigeria. See, just mention their stage name. If you annoy me, you will mention their real names and the year they started. And if you annoy me further, you mention the names of their husbands and the names of their children. Try me now. Okay, mention their name.
No, let's just.
No, wait. No, don't. No. Name, real name, stage name, husband name, children name. 10 of them.
Even the 10. That's a lot.
Eh?
That's a lot.
Did I cut your question for you?
Yes.
When you were happy now. With your hunchback.
That was it.
You are wasting time. We don't have time. See, my brother. Before we go on.
Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers and we're in the Punch. Who else is ready with a story?
Okay, so I have the Southern Governors. So the Southern Governors Forum, they said that they're seeking a way that state government should be allowed to negotiate minimum wage for their workers independently. That's independent of the federal government. So this meeting, they had a meeting that was held on Monday in Ogun State, and the governors of the South were in attendance. Their names have been listed. Because of time, I won't take all that. But they said during the forum, they discussed minimum wage issues demanded by labor, and they all agreed that minimum wage should be reflective of the cost of living, and that each state should be allowed to negotiate its minimum wage. They also said that during the forum, they also discussed fiscal federalism and also devolution of powers. Then also the report was talking about the presidency appealing to Nigerians to say that the president is, looking at the negotiations that have been going on between NLC and the federal government concerning minimum wage. As we know, Labour is asking for 250,000 naira, and federal government, as the last time we heard, was still at 62,000 naira. He has not presidency is not done, they said, but that we should be patient that the presidency will get there. The Southern governors also highlighted the need for the inadequate power supply in the southern parts of the country. They said, as is the commercial and business hub of the country, it is important that they get better power supply to these areas. So those are some of the things that were highlighted during the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have the story for the Konga CEO allegedly jumps to death in Lagos apartment. They said the Lagos State Police Command has commenced an investigation to unravel the true circumstances surrounding the death of the former Chief Executive Officer of Konga, one of Nigeria's e-commerce giants, Nick Imudia, who reportedly died by suicide at his residence in the Lekki area of Lagos State. They said he's 45 years, was at home when he reached for his phone, contacted his United States-based brother and gave him instructions on how to share his wealth. He also reached out to his young daughter and informed her that he will always be there for her. And as of the time until his death, he was the CEO of D-Light, a leading innovator in residential solar energy solutions. Went to his balcony of his apartment on Tuesday, June 25th, 2024, and jumped down from there. The impact of his body hitting the ground was said to have claimed his life.
Oh, God.
He's so resting.
Amen. Only God knows all the struggles he'd been going through.
Oh, wow. We have investigated. I was actually a suicide, and there's no foul play.
They've started the investigation.
Yeah, so the federal government said they may get emergency vaccine doses from the Vaccine Alliance, Gavi, to contain the cholera outbreak in the country. The chief executive officer of Gavi, Dr. Sania Nishta, made a post on her X handle yesterday and said the body was concerned about the cholera outbreak in Nigeria and was ready to support the country in response. She tweeted, "Deeply concerned about the ongoing cholera outbreak in Nigeria. Gavi and partners are closely monitoring the cholera outbreak and stand ready to support the government to respond quickly, including request to emergency vaccine doses where needed." So the global cholera stockpile, which is funded by Gavi, is currently fully replenished and ready to help contain outbreaks and protect those at highest risk. They said there are 3 World Health Organization pre-qualified oral cholera vaccines available. They have the Dukoral, they have the Sanchol, and then the Uvicol. And the vaccines require 2 doses for full protection. Now, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention activated the Emergency Operations Center, which underscored the gravity of the situation in the country. The Director General of the NCDC, Dr. Jide Idris, said the EOC would serve as a nerve center for the coordination of the responses across the country. I just hope that we can do all we can to ensure that we curtail the cholera outbreak in the country. Let's move on now to the Daily Sun. Keyamo indicts private jet owners. Presidential jets, no blackmail can stop National Assembly from approving funds, according to the Senate. Minimum wage governors opt for more consultations, assure of commitment, and many more stories in the papers. What are we taking in the Sun? Who's ready? The Sun. Who's ready?
Who took the Keyamo?
I took the Keyamo. I can't even find it immediately now. So
okay. Have you seen it?
No.
While you're looking for it, let me take this one. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to eradicate child labor by 2025, in line with the Sustainable Development Goals, that's the SDGs. The government also pledged to align its efforts with the global adopted 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, joining 193 UN member states in collective commitment to combat modern slavery, human trafficking, and the worst form of child labor, including the use of child soldiers. The Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Nkiruka Onyejocha, was the one who made the declaration yesterday on the 3rd National Children's Conference on the Elimination of Child Labor held in Abuja, and she expressed appreciation for the support of international partners, including the International Labour Organization, the ILO, and the government of the Netherlands and the US government in the fight against child labor and forced labor. And she says, I quote, "Despite the challenges, Nigeria has made significant progress in addressing child labor, including the ratification of the ILO conventions and the establishment of the National Steering Committee on Child Labor." And then she went ahead to acknowledge the alarming global statistics on child labor and forced labor, but went ahead to also express optimism that with the collective efforts, Nigeria can achieve their goal of ending child labor by 2025, at least.
Okay, so the Minister for Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has raised alarm over the rise of illegal charter operations, which he says become major security threats to the country. So he insisted that the private non-commercial flights operators were exploiting loopholes in the system and conducting illegal charters under the guise of legitimate operations. He said they often involve the collusion of air operators' certificates and holders who collect fees and turn a blind eye. He said some of their crew members and some of their pilots have not gone for their simulation tests for a long time. They've not undergone the mandatory simulators training in years and are flying with fraudulently obtained licenses, and that they, of course, pose a risk to our airspace, and they should be checked. He said they're already doing something to check them. He also insisted that the private jet owners are using aircraft for money laundering, drug trafficking, and other allegations that he made. He said he has set up a task force to clamp down on all of these illegal private charters, and that they will be checked. He said the task force would also recommend to the minister any additional measures to be taken by regulatory agencies, recommend appropriate sanctions to be imposed by the regulatory agencies on defaulters, recommend additional measures to further monitor the operations and activities of private aircraft in Nigeria. And I hope that this task force sits up, because some of this I have always felt, why would private jet owners just be able to travel? Who is checking what? You know, unlike how public flights are checked
to check your passports and check who you
drug
are.
Trafficking and all of that. Who checks private?
Oh, so with the jet you can just carry your bag and go.
Well, the minister is saying it, and I'm just like, and this has always occurred to me. And so money laundering also as well. So this has to be, tax force has to sit up.
Okay. Should I move on to the Nigerian Tribune?
Okay.
Right. So, major headline, private illegal aircraft used for trafficking, and Nima just took that. Minimum wage, each state should be allowed to negotiate with labor unions. We have taken that. I design my shoes, according to the ONI. Explain why he doesn't wear wristwatches. Oh, I wish I read that. EFCC chairman orders arrest of officers involved in Lagos hotel raid. I hope somebody took that. Yahaya Bello seeks transfer of case to Kogi. Senate says no to request for presidential jet. Ogbomoso chief imam Kesas Song queries him over Hajj conferment of religious titles. Sokoto Assembly refers Emirate Council Amendments Bill to committee. NUT berates federal government, wants continuous funding for TRCN. National Economic Council meets silence on minimum wage. Tinubu approves National Construction Household Support Program rollout. What do we have?
I have the EFCC. So the EFCC executive chairman has ordered the arrest of 2 officers of the commission who were involved or allegedly involved in manhandling of a female staff of Regional Hotel Ojo. I think many of us have seen the video where it looked like the EFCC officials had gotten into a room and you could see they physically assaulted a lady. So based on that video, that's why the EFCC chairman is talking, and he says that first of all that sting operation yielded a sizable number of suspects who are still being profiled, but the EFCC has ordered detailed investigation into the operation that was carried out, and that and they are assuring Nigerians that appropriate disciplinary measures will be taken against any of the officers found to be culpable. The officers in question had insisted on sealing off the premises, but the video from the scene, of course, went viral afterwards. So after investigation, what I would like to hear is really exactly who these people are, why they felt the need to physically assault the lady in question, and exactly what the disciplinary measures are, because we would normally get statements like this that says, don't worry, we're investigating and disciplinary measures will be taken, but we just never hear anything else.
I'm just grateful that, the AFCC chairman admitted that was their operation. That they have yielded sizable suspects. Because what would have is that on gun
it's not also.
It's not them.
Unknown government.
Let me just say that the former governor of Kogi State has applied to the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court to transfer his investigation to Kogi State.
Wow. What's the reason?
The people that own the ATM money, or something.
They should be the ones to prosecute.
They should be prosecuted in Kogi State. Even I myself. I don't want to say what I think.
Thank you, ladies. That's all we can take in the newspaper segment. When we come back, we touch on the top stories making the trends on social media. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
The new Milo 3-in-1. So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon. I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am a macro,
Charlie Sheen,
corporate commercial lawyer, and an entrepreneur.
Welcome to Haka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Muriah.
Thanks for staying with us. So we saw a story that caught our attention. A lady said she's been married for a while and has 3 kids with her husband. But her husband's job is far away and she ended up cheating after so many years. What was meant to be a one-night stand became a 2 years plus thing, and for the first time she went to his house and on the wall hung pictures of her own husband. When she asked him, he said that was his elder brother who stayed in Germany with his wife and 2 kids. She was stunned because for the first time she was pregnant and her supposed husband's family does not even know of her and her children's existence. Everywhere, yam, pepper, scatter, scatter, scatter. So let me try and put it in plain English so that we understand it. This babe is married and husband lives far away, right? He comes to see her from time to time. If he tell and say in DC or in no DC, and then he comes and she's had 3 children with the husband. So one thing happened, 2 things meet 3 things. She started meeting somebody to help her shine her Congo. Today's Friday, so I'm free to speak. And it became interesting. It lasted 1 year, 2 years. Why husbands still there? They come once in a while. 1 year, 2 years, and then okay, let's even take this further. Let me visit you. Only for her to visit this guy and then sees her husband's picture on the guy's wall. I beg, where did you know this uncle from? And the guy said, that's my elder brother now. He lives in Germany with his family. Meaning the family members know that he's married to somebody in Germany. Apparently they don't know about her. So my question, first of all, when I heard the stories, was when they did the marriage, how many family members did they invite in the first place?
Why would they do
How is it possible exactly that his family members do not know he's married to you, to the extent that you now had to start dating the brother without knowing? So who now came for that marriage? But let me cool down so that you ladies will tell me your thoughts initially. Nima, yam pepper scatter, give us.
Quickly. So now, it's a family of infidelity, as far as I'm concerned. The leader of the family, the head, as they call the men, is a philanderer. The wife, she's looking for EPA. So all of them, dirty people, all together. Because how I even say do wedding, no mommy moe, no introduction, you did not meet nobody meet you. Because some family, you don't even need to see all their family members with their face. You see their sticker everywhere. I went to the village with my father-in-law's burial. I looked at one stranger walking past the family compound, and he looked so much like my son.
Ewo.
And I kept like, what's this?
Who is
then
this?
Another person by his side came again. Inside one was even wearing short. I was like, It was like I'm seeing a grown-up version of my son, and I was like confused. And then they said, oh, these ones are the direct children of the grandfather, of my son's great-grandfather. I was like, so he doesn't even look like my husband. He actually looks like his ancestors that have been, so sometimes some families but just by their face. But, when we insist on the sanctity of marriage,
there's a reason for it.
There's a reason for it. Because now, brother, son, and those kind of dirty stories. Yesterday we were discussing a very sensitive topic. Myself and my neighbor were discussing a very sensitive topic of incest and rape in the family. And the women were like, they should just kill the man. They should just kill. I said, no, the damage is already done. If you punish the man, you jail him, you kill him, whatever, the damage is not on him. It's on the children, the child who has to carry our siblings as children.
Oh, God. Hi, God, I beg.
The line of damage is long. The children who have to grow up seeing their mom as their sibling. The confusion it causes. Why we say we are not animals and cannot resist like animal kingdom. Why some people say they won't understand it. When we say put rules down, they'll say, no, this one is not allowed. LGBTQ, this one Q. Now they say pedophilia, it has a right. All these things, they're just too much for a normal, sensible mind to exist. Because it disturbs your sanity.
Yeah, it does.
To even think about them. And so this one too now is that kind of complication we're looking at.
Okay.
The man has doing away. He have a way family.
He has two families, actually.
That damage was unknown to her. But the one she do, does it now justify what she's finding out?
No.
All of them just scatter. She go to philandra. She go and help herself. If the man is not available for you, you're sexual, you will call a family meeting and request for a dignified divorce. So that you can, when you play your way, there's legitimacy to it. You go on move on, you have a new family. There's nothing to be ashamed of. I question a society that even questions divorce. When a woman is asking, a man is asking for divorce, it means that the two people don't see eye to eye again. They should help themselves create legitimacy. But because instead of asking for a divorce, you now help yourself. Busy saying you shine Congo. Go and shine Congo. Why will you shine Congo?
Eat her cake and have it.
Ramatu, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so for me, this distance relationship is a no-no for me because let's say the husband was not in another country. I don't think this would have been this complicated.
Yeah.
We would have been together and all. And that's what brings me to the value of marriage. Marriage is strengthened when people are together. You are together, all those things, because of course she's a human being. She lacked a need and she decided to satisfy that need, and she didn't know that the person she was going to satisfy the need is the brother of her husband.
Hello.
So it can even be a madman.
Hello.
It was just a coincidence. So to me, distance relationship, no way. Since it was there, they would have just found a way of just staying together. Islamically, once you are outside, once you are not with your husband for 2 weeks, in fact, that marriage is not, you are not still, except if maybe work
or something. You agree.
Yes, you agree, but not for that long. Not for that long. If you stay for that long, then of course, temptation, the devil will know the joke now. The devil will say, then then squeeze, then mixing things together and, cause confusion. I don't know how they are going to get out of this.
You will be thinking of advice for them. Let me come to you, Miriam. What are your thoughts?
I said, this reminds me of that song that says, if you ask me, now who I go ask, you know. Wow. So, for me, it just shows, it's just really about how we have always done things traditionally as Nigerians and as Africans. And how, because of modern times, we have tried to push some of these our traditional rights aside. So if we remember, there used to be a time that if you bring home a man to marry, the family will say, hold on, we need to do our investigation.
Yeah.
And many of us, you know, as far away, you know, you think you are educated, you think you are exposed, you think you know what's up. You'll be like, I beg, I don't want all these things. I've met the man I love, and that's it. To be fair, there was a reason why people started, you know, resisting that traditional interference, was because some people abused it. But there's a good side to it, which is you find out exactly who it is that you are going to be married to. There's some things that a man, there's some things that people do not share with each other. That, oh, I know a friend of a friend will say, oh, I know this person. When he was in school, he was like this. When she was in this, she was like this. To help you, give you context, so that you finally determine if this is the person you want to go ahead with. And this didn't happen for them, I don't think so. Because, and the reason why we do that, apart from that, is that there's some people that are just you know, they're just unfaithful people. They're just dishonest people. So they'll come with different sort of lies and meet you. Because if it's a man that already has a whole family somewhere, and he's not coming to you as a polygamist saying, I have a family, because this is accepted, at least here, given this context, yes, I want you to, I have a family here. So she knows what she's getting into. So that is on the man's side. Now the second one, cheating, as we know, we said it many times, the cheating was wrong. And now she has found, although the cheating now led her to find out more information, but the truth is, if she had not cheated, you know, she wouldn't have found herself in a dilemma where she's pregnant now for her husband's brother. Because she says she's pregnant. You know, she'd have held herself. Somehow, I feel that that information of him being married would have come out anyways. Yes. You know, it would have come out another way. But now I feel that she's now in such a such a complicated situation. You have a husband who's not really your husband. You now have children. You are now pregnant by his brother. It's really so messy. So the blame is not just on the man, it's also on the woman. And the person she was cheating with, did he know she was a married woman? So you see why they say men to stay away from married women. Now you found yourself in the bed of your brother's bed. Your brother's bed. You know, so that's why when they give us all this advice, oh, don't do this, don't commit adultery, don't fornicate. It's not just because somebody does not want you to have fun. It's that there are consequences. But many times, because we don't see it, we feel we can do it and get away with it. But for some people, the consequences hit them right instantly. You know, at that instant. They get their karma. That's what has happened.
So what I see is, okay, we have a caller on the line. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is
You're welcome.
Okay, for saying this issue, I just I was just laughing at the whole
You're laughing, sir.
It's a serious matter. It is so much to me. So my take is, I think when that man did traditional marriage with the woman in the country before he traveled to go wherever he traveled, I think he went to hire people as his friend, brother, auntie, mother, father. So that is what he went to hire those people and pay them. That's why it has happened. So that is exactly what happened. If this woman was grown up, at least the woman could have known, recognize that man that is stating that this man is my husband. So that's my take this morning.
Thank you. I like where you just took us to now. That was where I was headed. I see deceit on both ends, starting from the man. And like he just said now, that he definitely had to go and hire people. You know, we hear some of these things that sometimes when, in the context that I hear it, sometimes when the families, maybe the man's family does not want the girl, and then the man insists on marrying, and the family says, I'm not going to follow you. So they usually would go and hire people who will come and act as uncles. After all, the girl's family will not know your family members. This is an uncle, maybe father, they will lie. Father has died, mother has collapsed. So this is an uncle, this is an auntie, and all of that. And they do it and they go. So this caller is saying that that's definitely what may have happened for her not to know any family member. We have another caller. Okay, any family member at all. So I see layered deceit on both ends. First of all, on the man's end, who instead of coming out to say, I have a wife abroad though, but you know, I always come back to Nigeria to do business and all of that, I would like you on the side. In fact, there are women who wouldn't mind, who say, okay, just make sure you get me a house, get me a place, make me comfortable, and they're okay with it. He didn't do that. He deceived her into marriage, and in her own deceit of going to find a way to help herself, she found this. So when we come back, I'd like us to talk about some of the consequences as a result of this. Also looking at culture, because I know there are some places where when you deal with two brothers, it's like a taboo, and you may have some consequences, you know, out of it. But let's go on a short break. When we come back, this conversation continues. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
my 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show. I can go. I can. That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, you father.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Check it out.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person you see? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail.
You know, we've talked about the deceit on both ends, but now I want to look at the possible...
I wanted to say something because you were saying the caller had said it's likely he created a fake family to marry her. Just for context, this person lives in the United States and let's say probably an American. And I know of Nigerians who have gone abroad and gotten married to Americans. And the Americans have never been to Nigeria. You don't know your family. They just know you. And for them, in their culture, it's good enough. You know, If I see you, I like you, we love each other, that's fine. They don't care about every other thing, you know, that's attached to you. They have met the person and they're with the person. So that is also likely to happen, where she trusts that the person that you have presented yourself to be is who you are. And many people have gotten away with now having American wives and coming home and being Nigerian bachelors, where they are now living with, you know, a young man on the street. You have your different girls, or married 2 or 3 years. Meanwhile, the one in America is in America, or wherever they are, living quietly, thinking her husband has gone for business and whatever, and he will come back. So that can also happen. And that is why I refer to our own culture, which is wherever you go in this world, when you say you want to marry, they start asking, oh, okay, your people are from Alaska. Where in Alaska? Oh, we have one cousin that knows one brother that has one office that stays in Alaska. Please go and find, yes, that's the person. So I think it's important to look at people beyond who they present themselves, because some people can be funny, you know.
Yeah. It's important to, as for me, the other caller that was talking about him bringing people to fake family members, I disagree.
Okay.
I think, just as Miriam said, American marriages can be conducted in any registry, only 2 parties and maybe 2 witnesses to sign. Good. But there's a reason why we do introduction here.
To introduce.
Yes, see. Even after introduction, very big. I always say it on the show, my dad used to send investigators. So for me that married from home, he was the investigator himself. For my sisters, there was one person in Kwara. I beg, do you know those people? How do they do in that Kwara state? My sister that was from Ijebu, they sent my auntie to investigate. In fact, she came with the details of who they grew up with. And I was like, this was my first thing. You know, when she had gone, I will be praying for you, God will be with you. And you know, so you check as much as possible. So this story certainly can't be a Nigerian story for me. It has to be one Americana story. But the point is the infidelity on both sides, especially on the woman's side, that has now brought into family questions of brother, because you cannot in African custom be with 2 brothers or pregnant with the 2 of them. They go bath you for marketplace.
The brother, did he know he was with a married woman? Did he even know?
He's not knowing himself, it's not his fault.
No, I know, but I'm saying being married.
Why is she even pregnant for him?
Why she's married?
The consequences of
no, she has been doing. She has been doing. Let me take this call and I come back. We have Fumi from Lokoja. Good morning, Fumi. Good morning, Fumi. Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, if you can hear me, because I can't. My contribution is...
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
So I was going to say that, you know, 2 brothers, and you were saying, was it his fault? Whether it was his fault, whether he didn't deliberately or not, there are consequences to it.
Yeah, when you finally know.
When I was a young child, 2 of my cousins were supposed to be studying abroad. They dated and came home to come and introduce themselves to family to be married. At the introduction, one man said, who is your father again? You say you're from so place. They found out they were cousins. These are not first cousins, second cousins. How custom. They're not direct cousins. They are, how will I put it, my mother's brother's cousin. That kind of cousin.
Okay.
It wasn't allowed.
Distant cousin.
The old town people in Lagos, that's how I learn language, because they were constantly discussing the consequence of it on them. Have they have sex? Have they not have it? What? You know, that was a tough job. So imagine, they did it innocently. They met each other abroad. They liked each other and they dated. And the consequence of it was a debate in our family house. So imagine a brother, whether he deliberately did it or not. But the woman deliberately had sex while married. She deliberately had sex with someone else while married. And you know, that one has...
Yeah, let me take this call, Ramsey, and I come back to Ramatu. Ramatu. That's a rhyme right there. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
Yeah, I'm calling concerning the story of this lady. You know, what really happened there is, should I call it, the exploration that is happening in marriage in Nigeria. and a place where culture and tradition is not honored. All in the name of civilization, those things do happen. As a lady, before you got married to a man, at least you should be able to know the family background. Know where this man is coming from. Know so many things. You can't just say because you put enough to go into marriage without knowing those things. You can see the repercussion of what happened now. It's very critical. Now, if she has actually gone well to know about the family of this guy, such things wouldn't have happened. And all those things always happen in Lagos and in Abuja.
In the cities.
Even me personally, while I was abroad, the lady I got married to, I told her that I'm married in Nigeria, that I have a wife. And you see white people, what they hate is lie. Tell them the truth. When you tell a white man the truth, she will accept you. If she doesn't want you, she doesn't want you. But while you are in abroad, you are telling a white lady you are single and you are married in Nigeria, you know, it's a very big issue. What I will advise ladies to do, no matter what, I understand African mentality. No matter what, when you want to settle down, you believe you mature enough to settle down. Make a proper research about that man. Don't do it out of desperation. In Nigeria, when you marry early, people complain. When you
marry late, they will still complain. I like that. Yes,
yeah,
Ramatu.
So I was just trying to say that okay, she was involved in infidelity, right? She's still married to the guy abroad, and then she decided to cheat, and then now get pregnant. Do you understand? I'm saying that if she's going to be involved in such kind of thing, and she's not supposed to get pregnant, she will try and avoid it since she's still married to somebody else. And look at how complicated the thing is now. How she's going to come out of this, I have no idea. So I wanted to ask Nima that they're your cousin that they got married abroad when they came back for the this thing. Were there any rights to cleanse the stuff? Yes, that they had to perform.
They go their separate ways.
I was so young at the time. I didn't even know. No. I remember the conversations around them. So I started saying clear of cousins. So when I was old enough to get married, I used to ask if I meet a town person, which side of the...
No, just don't even marry someone from your state.
No.
Okay. We marry our cousins, and our cousins are very...
Go ahead.
We marry our cousins, and I'm telling you, the pros of the marriage is very, very, very good. Okay, so there was a time, these are our cousins, they got married, and they had issues in their marriage. The wife left that marriage and came home, to the husband's home, same husband's home. We couldn't take sides because both of them, they are related
from the
to
same
us.
family.
So the guy we call, this is what she did, kaza, and all. The girl we call,
who will you support?
Who are we going to support? At the end of the day, we had to resolve the issue. You understand? We had to. It was now resolved. So those kind of marriages, the divorce rate or whatever, it's very, very
high,
very low.
Oh, low.
Very interesting, yes. So those kind of marriages last.
Okay, really. So let's take this call. We have a caller from Djibouti. Are you there, sir?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Pushing on this discussion, I could remember when I was going to marry my wife. My wife was from Delta. I'm from Ebonyi. When I went to introduce myself, my wife's father had to think deep. I remember that I had a friend of his from my town, who is from my town. He called the man. He said, "Please, do you know this person?" And the man, unfortunately, he didn't know me because I didn't grow up at home. I grew up in the north. But the man had to ask questions to know who I am. One thing about Nigeria is somehow, somewhere, we are not far off from each other. We are siblings. Because there's no how you will hide and nobody will know you anywhere you are. Unless they don't know your face, but they know your name. So for this woman, I feel she never she was carried away by access of her spouse. I wouldn't know. This guy was afar, and this is a woman who had needs, just like the guy. The guy had needs, and that was why he went to her, and she too had a need. So if her husband was actually there, things like this would have happened. So there are consequences. Like a young guy who was dating a girl, unfortunately for him, he impregnated his wife's mother. She gave birth to a son which the family never had, and that was and this is a secret they kept. Even she later married this lady, and this is a secret they kept in the house. Wow. But I know on the long run, that secret will actually haunt them. So whatever we do as young people, we must be very, very careful. If you need your spouse, you know what the person is. I feel you should go there even without invited. You are married. Yeah. So it's bone of your bone. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Chuku. Let's
Because I remember when I was serving in Abakaliki in Ebonyi State, there was this lady we used to go to her salon to make our hair, and on her wall she had pictures of her husband with this white woman and their children. When you come, she said, hey, that's my husband. That's his Oyinbo wife. And that is their children. I think she displayed it like, why did you say,
I said,
she displayed it as if it was, with pride. And she told us that the idea was for him to get married to that one, get the papers, and have her come there eventually. Yeah. But I am not sure if the woman on the other side is aware that she is here waiting for a man to get married to her, so that man that is her husband is supposed to get papers for her. Yeah, there's so many things that we do. I mean, is it common now? Is it more common now?
Yeah. So
with social media, I feel that
I think that's all we can take on this topic. Everybody just needs to be a bit more careful. I wish them all the best in resolving this. I don't know what she's going to do with the baby. I don't know the conversation she's going to have. And I don't even think, in fact, the man on the other side does not have the moral justification to be upset with her in the first place. So worst case, they can decide to part their ways at the end of the day.
That man is in a polygamy.
Yes, but we have to go. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we move on to yet another topic. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Creamy.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abby?
Yeah. It was great.
Okay, yeah,
thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I'll drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Kelechi Amadi. No. Shay, you didn't whine me. You're whining me now.
I think I'll drink. Huh? No problem.
Okay.
I've always known this as ISO. I never bothered to know what it means. I know what it means, but I never really bothered to know what the acronym is. Tell me the brand of camera that I use, so much so that I even became an ambassador. That's very easy. It's out there.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
I just said, look, I give you this one as a token of my appreciation.
Sony.
Drink!
I'm not done. I'm not done. You did not say final answer.
It's final answer.
You did not ask me if that was my final
You
answer.
don't have any choice again. It's only
Nikon.
how many cameras do they have? My
Nikon.
friend to drink. I gave you a very easy something.
Nikon now. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So.
Okay. So now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this. Because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? I think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I don't
overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good talking.
Inspired people are
Welcome back. We saw yet another story on social media, and this one is Gisto that I want to talk about. So, there's a lady who is fighting her best friend, or her best friend is fighting her, according to story, because she's sleeping with her father. And according to her, at first, she was only sleeping with the man because of the money he was giving her. But now she doesn't think she wants to leave because he's a good-looking man, good in bed, and all the works. And the question is, what are your thoughts on this? So before we go to the question, let's break it down. So in her analogy, she says that the friend is an only child. And so she's followed the friend home one Christmas, to just stay with the family. You know how friends follow you home from school from time to time. And I think it was a burial they attended, and the guy came outside and was chatting with her. That's the friend's father now, chatting with her, and asked, when are you going back? What's happening? Blah, 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 blah. And before they realized it, they exchanged numbers, and he asked, okay, let me send you money for your flight ticket back. And credited her 200,000 naira. From time to time, the guy would call, credit money, call, send, and before they knew it, they met at the hotel, and then something that was supposed to be like a 1 day stand, 2 day stand, started enjoying the whole thing, and they started dating. So on a particular day, from time to time, the girl still comes to visit, and they were together. So she wanted to do a picture, take a picture with her phone, and while the friend was taking the picture, the father's message popped up. And she clicked on it, but she quickly took it. But that girl registered because she saw the father's number and saw the father's display picture. And so she went further and accused her father that what's happening with you and my friend. And the father opened up, oh, I like your babe, oh, I want to continue this, and blah, blah, blah. He's been a single man for a while, so probably the mother had died. I want to continue this and this and that. And so the girl went bonkers. No, this is my friend, and that she has been fighting the friend ever since. And now the friend is asking a question: what should I do? Why is she fighting me? Shouldn't she understand that these things happen? You know, should I continue this relationship? I'm already liking this man. In fact, the man has told her to move to Abuja, was going to get a place for her. They were taking the relationship very seriously. So, aunties, what are your thoughts on this kind of thing?
Well, I come
Rabatu, what are your thoughts on this, please?
My thoughts on it, that's an irresponsible father.
Who?
As far as I'm concerned.
Who?
The girl's father.
How?
Asking the daughter's friend out.
They're not children now.
But
they are full-blown adults.
There should be boundaries. This is her friend. She brought her friend home. You, as an irresponsible father, you now went and said you like the girl. How you carried her 200K, and then I think there should be boundaries now. Not that I know there are women. I know men love women and all, but then not her now. At least that one is a friend to your daughter.
But he didn't want to play it. Apparently, he wanted something serious, and he may have looked at the girl to say, "This girl is responsible enough." You know?
So I think there are some relationships that when they start really awkward. There are some relationships that it takes sitting down and having conversations to start wrapping your mind around it to understand it. Because we're talking about two consenting adults here.
Yeah.
But it's awkward because this is a friend. And, for her friend, that's his daughter, to see her beyond just my friend. I mean, for me, I may find it awkward because, especially if my mother, this is my father married to my mother. Remember first, yes, my mother is not there. But when he's with a woman, I see, a mother figure, someone like that. Then to have my friend that we're doing everything with, now being his girlfriend, it can be tough. But if they're two consenting adults, it's something that may require sitting down. And what would have even made it easier is when the father realized he had feelings for her friend, before they became intimate or anything, he would have approached his daughter and had a conversation with her. And the friend, once her father approached her, she should have approached her friend to have a conversation. We're not talking of pedophilia here, we're talking of two adults. And so that would have helped to, sort of make it easier to continue the relationship. Now, having had that conversation, there's no guarantee that it means that the girl will be comfortable with it. But at least they have given her the respect, and then they can go ahead and behave as two consenting adults. Now, another thing is, if you know that your friend is maybe a girl about town, she does it with just anyone, she's a bad girl, and then now it's your father she's eyeing. That one, you will not like it, or you'll be... But also, if your father is the one that is a bad guy around town, and now it's your friend that he has put his eye on, I'll call my friend and say, "This is my father. He's
out."
Yes, so because this is it. It's just your tenure now. There are so many of them on the line. No, mind yourself.
To me,
exactly, and then you do like this and you move on because they are two consenting adults.
That's the sad part.
Yeah.
So I saw this girl's video which we cannot post because of bad language, and I know that if I were the daughter, there's no way in this world or in paradise that I will allow such a person to be with my dad. Yes, and if she wants to come into the marriage because they are two consenting
adults. Who told you have the rights to allow or not allow for your father?
My friend.
This is not a matter of right. Such a person that...
Okay, this sort of person.
Okay,
this sort of
okay.
That is loose in the tongue and loose in the under part. Islam says the two openings. If he's loose in the two openings.
It's actually 3. The nose is that.
No, the two that Islam is your mouth. And so the two openings she lose. Such a person, even if my dad was the most singlest of singles, cannot be with my dad. And me, knowing my nature, it is a lifetime of war. I promise
you
her.
You finish her.
Go show and pepper. You know,
I know someone, right, that introduced her friend to her father, her single father.
I get the gist.
It's a nice girl, good girl. She just felt, my father needs a companion, and this person will be nice. And every time she comes to visit, she's happy to see them together. So I know that two consent, but sometimes they will find themselves without your input, and whether you like it or not.
This one, this girl certainly has no guide when it comes to things like this. And she can, the way she was talking, like, if you're not careful, I'll become your stepmom. I will not tell you that you will not be my stepmom, but you'll be a peaceless stepmom. You will not have.
This is her peace.
This war you want to enter, come in. The father will eventually, if pushes come to shove, father will pick who he needs to pick. And
at the end of the day,
it might not be her.
Or it may be. Men have surprised children in this world.
Who be children?
I'm telling you. In fact, it's a woman that a mother may, but a father will be shocked.
I don't train you finish.
Yes.
So when you want to prevail on someone, you prevail with a good case. I would never have minded if my father remarried or married someone else. So he wasn't.
In addition to your mom.
If he married someone else with my mom, I used to say that if he's getting older, he needs a companion if that room is suffering. I would not mind. But a loose nonsense somebody, just as I would be worried if it was.
How are you a friend to a loose nonsense somebody? Does that mean you lose nonsense somebody?
Do you know how many people in my past that are not me, and I don't judge? But you know that. This
she says it's her bestie.
Yes, this is my bestie. It's a not case. But I love her like that. It's different from this. My bestie is the mother of my nephew and nieces. Get us in here.
Now the same thing.
Wait now.
For you to bestie her.
You went to school together. That they are good in their books and you like them the way they are. But you don't want to judge all the other waka.
But do you take them home? Do you take them home? Do you introduce them to your parents?
Your father likes them. What happens?
You may not.
No, my dad.
You'll be choosing. No, please, let's take this call from Chuku. Then we'll come back to this conversation. Good morning, Chuku. You're back.
Better imagine.
Hello, Chuku.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes. So your input.
This topic is actually complicated. We have friends that we call friends, and we have friends that we call friends. So I feel the reason why this girl is fighting is because this one is a friend, not a friend. Maybe it was just out of maybe she had the story of maybe my place is far. I don't have transport to take home to actually take me home. That was why she actually followed that. So she actually allowed her to follow her home.
No, they are besties.
And now she has actually she's not the kind of friend she can trust. She's not the kind of friend she can keep secrets with. Maybe that is why she's fighting. And remember, we have ladies who have posted their friend for their own father because they know that this person has this value of a woman. Like me, I do judge when a woman tells you this lady is beautiful. You know, this lady is very, very beautiful. You will see that beauty in her. But when a woman will tell you this one, no go area, run. I tell people that. Yes, and they make careful about that. When you hear a woman tells you this lady is beautiful, you know she's beautiful. You think this one is white material. A woman tells you that, then you know that there is a value in her. So this lady this her friend knows there's no value of the future in her. That is why she's actually fighting. Check it well. Yes, thank you.
That's one side. She may still have value, and just because you are my friend and you did not tell me this will not fly. But let me give you a list. Okay.
Or that you are all those kind of girls together.
Yeah.
I'm just like her.
Yeah.
But I don't want to bring it to my father. And she knows you to be like that to other men. That's you now, the daughter. She's seen you be in relationship with men like that and act the way she's acting with your father.
Yeah.
So you have no justification now to open your mouth. The reason why you're together is because you have a lot of things in common.
In common, yeah.
Now, finally, too, that thing that you don't like about her is probably what your father likes about her.
Thank you.
What do you do? That valueless one that she's always like, I'm looking for a baddie.
I want fun now.
Yes.
I've raised you people. Let me enjoy my life.
Look that baddie. All this, you know, because I always say this. Some people will say to men, she doesn't really love you. She loves you for your money, for the things you give her. There are some men that are excited that they have the money that they can give that.
Before.
Like, so I have that kind of money.
I can take care of you.
In fact, they will tell you, use me. Tell me what you need. What do you want? And I will sort it out for you.
I'm telling you, I'm here for you, man.
You may be a family of baddies.
Yeah. So let me give you people a personal story. So my grandfather married several wives. I think if you count them, I think about 16. And now when he started getting elderly, yes, because I have an auntie. I have an auntie who I'm 6 months older than. Wow. My auntie. I'm 6 months older than my auntie. So because while they were still birthing, his kids had started birthing. Yes, my father was the first son. So I remember that my father's friend who was coming to visit caught the fancy of my grandfather. My father's female friend who was coming. Like, okay. They're just friends who were coming. Caught the fancy of the grandfather. Guess what? He married her. And he became she became my father's stepmother. I met her.
Was she was girlfriend?
No, they were just friends, right? But she will come around because the villages are very close. Asaba and the next village, I don't want to mention, in case family they are watching. But he fell in love with her. I married her, and they became stepmother. And so because he was the same age, almost same age with my father at the time, my father was already time for a marriage and birthing and all of that. She too was having her own children that's why I have an auntie that I'm old. I even have one, the last auntie that I have, I'm older than that one, and that happened. But there was a time some things were happening and my father was regretting because then she didn't turn out to be a nice stepmother to him. After you were supposed to be my paddy, I now brought you and you are now here and you are now lording it over even me that I am the first son. So it was like a tussle and I've heard that. And in my head, at that age, I was processing, how is grandpa marrying your friend? How did that happen? Exactly. So for men, you can't tell them where to find love or where not to, especially if they've done right by you. I've always said it. There were a few stepmothers when I was now more mature to understand things that came home and they became my paddy. I had no say whether he wants to bring them or not. I was facing my life. He had trained me. He had done right by me. It's not me that will tell him, you cannot stay. If I bring a friend home he likes and the friend decides to see him and follow him, who am I to tell my friend no? I can't tell you no.
Can advise her.
Why am I advising you? You did not see him? Why would I be the one to advise you? It's your choice at the end of the day. But if the person is really like a very bad girl, the question would be, why am I hanging around a very bad girl? I may not be bad, but I have the bad tendencies.
You can choose your friends. Or you
choose the bad ones.
Your family. Yes, and I remember growing up, I had friends from different walks and different ways of life.
Yeah.
In fact, I remained the balance for my friends for years. So you will see the left one come and say, recently one was saying, Nima, somebody called me, I told her we were friends, and he said, hey, you too, can't you be like Nima? And I said, since I have known Nima since I was 16, have I ever been like you? I say, lie, you cannot be me. Can never be like me. Because we have never attempted to be each other. We've just accepted each other. Like I tell you, those my friends who sleep in my house, they will go. I had pastors who are pastors today. Sleep in my house. in the imam's house that I was growing up, we'll call prayer, we'll pray, and she'll be in our room sleeping. When she gets up, she walks past all of us, comes to the TV, LTV, turn it on a Sunday to Pastor Bimbo Odukoya those days.
That's how you started watching.
And all of us will go and sit. One day my father was watching with her and said, you people should be listening to this pastor. She's talking about chastity, she's talking about kinekon, and that's how we started watching Pastor Bimbo with her. And we have different people. But when it comes down to who you want to decide a lifetime family with,
no, not my family.
You're not the one deciding. That's my thing. Not be you decide.
I'm not saying my brother cannot decide and choose his own. I'm saying it is my own decision whether we want to be. I have a place with this. You want cross enter this place. You will know ourselves. You did not so. You cannot control my reaction to that decision.
Bring your reaction.
Nina, I want to ask.
I got you.
Is this only because of her attitude? If she was a
good girl,
good person,
no,
being
if she
your
was
friend,
a good person, my friends could have married my father.
Oh,
I had friends who used to.
Wait, don't go far. With your mom still there, and your father wanted additional, and then your friend that normally comes to the house, your mom says, Nima, give her food, give her. Now wants to marry your daddy as second wife, and your mother is there. Well, if she let her be Virgin Mary.
That bias,
yes,
that bias will not have been shared. Because I'm not my mom's side.
Now you sabi.
In love, really.
That time we know that your mom's side.
Might be for my mom. No, really. It would have been the other way. I had someone I fought off for my mom now. Are you saying
what kind of person?
There was one woman. You were on national TV. There was one woman who said my family was too kind to her, and so she said she would have preferred to marry into the family, and she dropped it. I told my mom did not show reaction. I went crazy. I was like, you want this woman to enter? This woman that me, I know, she cannot enter here. I was like, your dad is an imam, he can be a polygamy, he has the right to 4 wives. On my mother's behalf, I call family meeting. All my aunties, I told everybody. My sisters, I told everybody.
You will not try that in my father's house.
That thing never happened. We never saw the light of day. On behalf of
you will not try that in my father's house.
Person she was.
One, and because of the sort of
dads are different.
Yes, the sort of respect. Yes, you will not. It's what we say. And in fact, I come back home and I see a new auntie. Who is this person again? That's your new auntie. I'm telling you, that's your new auntie. You must respect her.
My dad will say, I'm the only one that is a monogamist amongst my brothers. I would have married another wife. I just don't want to see you guys hot and your mom hot. And so he's different. Because of that kind of wiring, I will be able to, But if really, I used to say to my mom, if he gets down to it, I would rather see my dad living, enjoying life, if that's what he calls enjoyment. I really wanted someone who would, my mom, I really say, but she's wired the way she's wired. Even if she divorced, even now in my father's day, she's not even wired to think otherwise. She's married. And
so let me ask you another question. What if the girl is bad? Your father has bad tendencies that he kept in a cooler so that he can love your mom, raise you people, and now he has hit what's that thing, that midlife crisis, and he wants to now explore. Because I have somebody who just told me that he wants to color his hair gold. I will say, brother, you did not do this thing when you were young. When your mates were sagging, you did not sag. You want to start doing all of this. So it gets to a point where, especially if he also has money, and he feels, I've established you, he has given you one big money, you are doing your business, everybody's married out of the house, and he says, is this bad, yo? Like you said, I want to die with. Who are you to say no because I don't like her, because she's flippant, or because she's loose in the two
my friend. That you don't say no doesn't mean you really accept. You look now, so both of you will know there's a cold war.
What in the look go do?
No, there will be. See, let me tell you the truth.
Friendship with her.
Of course.
It will affect my friendship.
So she will choose. She wants to lose my friendship to become my.
What in your friendship don't do for her?
Whatever she's welcome. But see, the truth is, she can enter. But my dad can even say, "Oh, I want fresh blood. Somebody that can give me blood, keep pumping, all of that." She will be there pumping blood, and I'll be there waiting.
Yes.
Until power switches, because power can switch anytime.
And it may still not switch.
No, but it may switch because we have actually seen it. Well, at least in movies. Where movies. Where, but it's supposed to depict real life. So let's just say you you say, well, I am in love with your father and our relationship, I wish we didn't have to lose it, but hey,
this is what it is.
Yes, this is what it is.
And
then you get into the marriage and life starts happening, marital life and everything starts happening, and you need an ally in the family. Auntie, where are you going to find that?
You're going to find that.
You sabotage. No, I'm just saying.
Is she the only one in the family that could like you?
No, probably not. But imagine if you are now. There are situations where you're now looking for your friend because it's your friend that will get it. It's your friend that, and now I have sacrificed that friendship for love, and that love cannot give me everything. As we know, as marriage it will not give you everything. Sometimes you need your sisters, you need your friends. Let's say because of what you have done to her, then all your group of friends said even, hey, she did that with me. We're not talking to her. So those are some of the things that somebody also considers. Because some people have looked at it and say, my friendship is more important to me than having to do this. Marry love. Yes, some people have made that
Women?
decision. Oh, yes.
Never seal.
Oh, yes.
Let's take this call from Bello. Good morning. I know they say this kind of women when I see you.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Bello. I'm calling from Agade.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I quite agree with some of the topics. I mean, some of the arguments there. To me, it's an irresponsible man that will want to date her daughter's friend. I will not go too far.
Okay.
I wouldn't descend so low to start thinking that my own daughter, who is bringing a friend home, I should start talking to her or start trying to convince her that I want to marry her or date her for anything. Then the girl too in question, to me, she's not a friend. If you have a friend, everything that has to do with the people that connects you and that your friend, you should not have anything to do with them. Except maybe the friend, the brother is interested in such a girl. I can't see myself descending so low to go and befriend my daughter's friend. I see the man as the one that is majorly at fault here.
What if they are 30 and above, sir? Let me ask you a question. What if they are 30 years and above? They're not children anymore. You have trained them, they are grown, yes. Does that still matter?
The fact remains that she is even no matter how old, the fact remains that she is my daughter's friend. Okay. I mean, she's my daughter's friend. That rules out no matter what feelings I have for her, that rules it out. She is my daughter's friend.
Okay, all right, I agree, sir. With you on your daughter's friend.
I don't.
Yes, you were saying something.
I was trying to say something about what Miriam said. I said that what if, so I was looking for an ally. You know that I can actually gang up against her. I can talk to my siblings and tell my siblings that, look, let's not agree. Let's not allow her.
Shouldn't you be going to look for your own husband? You are there talking to siblings to go and fight for your father. Oh, please. See. Let me tell you people what I think. When it comes to, and I beg to differ because Miriam said she has seen some very good people who will pick friendship over love. Me, I have not seen. Because I know that when it comes to that emotions that people feel, sometimes it beclouds their sense of judgment. And I've seen people who have abandoned father, mother, they have abandoned everything to follow man. When you reach man matter, right? A lot of people don't process the way you expect them to process. And it's not all the time too. Because even in regular marriages, it goes awry and there's nothing anybody can do about it. That's life. But there's some marriages, I gave an instance with my own father and his friend, she became the last wife till the man died. Nobody came again. She had 6 children once she got in, and she stabilized the man. This is a man who had married over 16 wives before she came. So this one will stay 1 year, go. That one will have child, go, and everything. When she came, she brought stability to the man's life and stayed there for many years. She buried the man and all of that before she now finally died when her children were already grown. So sometimes it's not everything we do that has one consequence that is hiding somewhere and waiting for you. If you have not done wrong and you have not hurt anybody, she hasn't hurt anybody by falling in love. Let's take for instance, she fell in love with the friend's father. She hasn't hurt anybody. She's a full-blown adult. It's about what she feels and what she wants and what the other man feels and wants. And now we are paying attention to, because the child is the friend, how will she feel? And now she may choose to put herself first before the friend.
You're right. So when you fall in love, you haven't done anything wrong. But, you know, as whether we like, you know, all of them are scenarios. You have spoken about...
Can I pause you so I can get you fully? Sorry, darling, we have favor from Ikorodu. Good morning. Favor, are you there? You will call me.
No, I don't think she's talking to you.
Okay. Hello. Favor.
Hello,
You're live, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Why are you calling back this morning?
I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay. Ikorodu, welcome.
Yes, ma'am. You see, the topic it does not make sense to me. How will I be going to my friend's house and I his father? It does not make sense. And the man is very irresponsible. How will you be looking at your friend? That friend is supposed to be your friend as well. You're not supposed to do that.
But they're not children, no. They're not children.
I'm not talking of girls.
Hello?
We're not talking of girls in secondary school. Oh, these are women that will be in their husbands' houses by now.
I can't hear you.
Oh. Sorry about that. Yes.
So I was saying that good or bad, anyway, whatever we do, it has consequences. Some of them are apparent immediately, some over time, you know, some are unintended. Some, do you understand? The story you gave of your grandfather's last wife and how there's so many factors that may have come into play.
Yeah.
Maybe he was much older and much calmer and easier to have been handled by a woman, and so she was able to be the last wife. So many things. But there was a consequence, which was it spoiled the relationship between her and your father. Yeah. You know, I'm not even saying... No, yeah, it does not matter. But the thing is, life, what we're saying, that there's some people that sit down and they make a decision about whether to drop friendship or not, and that those who do that does not make them that they are few and far between. Actually, I think there are more people like that. Because when you say when it comes to love, people are blinded, I don't agree completely, because there's so many people that found themselves in marriages and have gone out and have seen other people that they would have been blinded by love with, but because of the responsibility they have at home, they have held themselves back. So if you're able to hold yourself back in all the other situations, I can see a situation where you will put your friendship and the love and decide, no, I think it is better for me in the long run and for my friendship in the long run to stay away from this marriage. It's happened. It's not a weak thing or a strong thing. It's just that you decide what you want. And when you even take that, does not make it a better choice or a worse choice. Yeah. When you take that choice, there are consequences as well. You may be with your friend, enjoying your friendship, and looking to the man and saying, this could have been my husband. But you're willing to accept the consequences of that. So everything has consequences. But you choose, in the end, the one that allows you sleep well at night.
That's the word, though. The one that gives you peace.
Some people can sleep with bad things. Very well.
It's not actually bad thing. You know this thing, bad thing. You know, I've just said that two people can be led by their emotions, but it doesn't also negate the fact that if it affects a family or a friend, like a daughter or sister-in-law whose friend is marrying into the family, that person is also entitled to their own emotions. So you can be looking at your friend that you people have built a sisterhood and be wondering, are you normal?
Exactly.
You know, I know friends who were my friends who called my father.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how I would feel if they turn it to daddy. Yeah, daddy.
Zaddy.
Zaddy. This thing called emotion. I would just be looking at the friend all the rest of our life.
You now imagine. You now be just like, this is your father. He's so naughty, so silly.
No.
You know?
Maybe imagine come and sit down on his lap.
Help me! I used to have the right to sit on my dad's lap. So imagine I come home and I'll be like, the way me and my father used to chop 5, she would chop 5.
Yes.
We'll put something joint. But the rest of my life, the jealousy will almost kill me. So I'm entitled to how my reaction to whatever they are doing is. You cannot negate that. If she's a bigger person who has built a sisterhood with the girl in question, one of our goals in life will also be to mend it. To say, yes, my emotions have led me to your dad, but I would not the way we saw this one doing podcast. You know, I would not disrespect you. You know, this one looking for clout. I would not disrespect. I valued your friendship? Because I have friendship with people and I build it deeper. I can only imagine.
Yeah, let's take this call from Shola. Shola from Alagbado. Good morning, Shola. Oh, sorry about that. So we will be taking messages in a few bits, but I wanted us to look into true friendships. Because sometimes we're usually in a hurry to throw the word friend. This person is my friend. We went to school together. We did this together. We have been together for 10 years. We've been together for 12 years. And we really do not know the intentions of the people around us who claim to be our friends and are really not our friends.
That one they pimp us.
Exactly. So yeah, that's life. And so
for me, you're friending yourself.
You're friending yourself.
Thinking you're friending
somebody. Yes. And then we also have the frenemies too. On the other enemies that are not bold enough to be your enemy.
Yes.
But they will max it with friendship. That you'll see the enmity that is going on under the plate.
Yes.
I explain to us.
Those who are climbing social ladder.
I'm telling you. Pushing you down, doing different things. That kind of thing. So how do we now evaluate our friendships, especially with life happening and throwing things up? For me, when I saw this, I just knew they were not friends. So in as much as I said those two people are adults and everything, I would feel bad if it happened to me that I bring you home. As Mary and Biso, we can't go house that year. And Miriam is daddy's spec. And daddy is now looking at Miriam. I will feel really bad that Miriam is cutting
because me, I married an older man, so we can use me.
It's and I will feel, and that Miriam is not coding it. She's not letting me know, only for me to find out. I will just see the way I work. I will just know that this one is not my friend.
That's what I'm
because if you are my friend, at least you will tell me.
You have gotten to where I am.
So tell me.
Whether or not you have control over Daddy and Miriam's friendship or relationship, are you entitled to the emotions you're feeling, the pain, hurt, whatever you're feeling,
of course.
And to the extent you want to take it, because you are saying, what do you change for anybody? What do you do for anybody?
You are naturally a fighter. For me, I will step back and leave them.
Okay, so there are two.
I won't leave my daddy for no.
So you know, as you started, you said different kinds of friends and how friendships and how do you evaluate it, and especially in this case. So. The reason that you may fight is if you of course you definitely know your friend better than your father or the father knows the friend, and you know that she's on this social climbing spree. She's looking for the person that she needs to perch on so that she can gain something. You know that that's her mindset. You know that every relationship before the one she has with the father has always been that. So you know that she has now zeroed in on your dad and is about to do that. So that is how you now understand, so this friendship was never really about, because if our friendship was so important, you'd be like, BC, you know that me, I like money, and that's why your father is looking at me. I'm not going to even send him. Please, I'm going to keep ignoring him because this is where I'm headed. She has put your relationship above that. Whatever the love or whatever you think it is. Or even if she realized that, I love this man, but I know it will affect BC. And because of our history, it will make, so that is how you're able to detect who is now a friend and who is not. Because, she has every right to be selfish. Madam, I've waited for the right man for a long time, and he's right here. I don't care how you feel.
Your father is the right man.
Go and take care of yourself. But she has, for me, she doesn't have to say anything else. She has told you that your friendship never meant anything. Or it meant something until it stopped meaning anything. And she'll move on and use what she has to do. I beg.
So there's a comment here. She wants to steal her friend's inheritance.
There's that.
Because
there's also that.
She becomes next of king.
Yes.
Oh my God. Ogunmola says, I expect my daughter to know her friend better than I'll ever know her. My daughter has seen the vulnerabilities I have no ideas about. I'll have a discussion with my daughter, opening my mind to absorb and sieve through her objections and make sure it's not just based on emotions. Then Chigozie says, this case is hot, but the truth is, we'll react differently to it based on our cultural values. It could happen to a decent man and a decent lady, and also among baddies. For me, a friend of my daughter or wife should be a no-fly zone.
So let's take this call, and then we'll continue with the messages. We have Thomas from Badore. Good morning, Thomas. Abakeleke. Oh, we lost him. Okay, let's have more messages.
So there's Jemima Urume. I will feel betrayed because she will share the naughty things we did together with my dad.
Or not.
No, or not.
Or not.
Because
it might not be good for her.
Exactly. Depending on the level of the naughtiness you people went to. So Aunt Nam says that's an opportunist, not a friend. Uchechi says the man must be rich, because if not poor man, she won't give a hoot.
Yeah.
Adeoye says, I cannot leave my father for my friend, Lai. And Nam says the friend should seek therapy and resolve her daddy issue.
Yeah.
Fiona says, no, now money the girl they look, she knows send the friendship. Moses Ade says, put a man between 2 or more women and see what happens. Fight go.
Now, small fights. You know, women, they always fight for territory.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say, if the dad was, making this girl a plaything, such that when it comes to the tough, big decisions, the things about my assets, my properties, his endorsed daughter is madam. So now God forbid, the father and them, they have existed for a while, the father now passes. And you find the management of his companies and everything falls on. And she's supposed to now give you a stipend for your upkeep for the rest of your life.
That's the new stepmother now.
Yeah.
That's like stipend.
Yes. No. The father knows that this stepmother is just my plaything.
Okay.
It's for my blood refreshment.
Okay.
So he leaves her in that capacity. She goes on all the trips, everything. But when it comes to the tough decision position, like my management, my asset, my companies,
your friend
daughter. You see why the thing get us?
Yes.
Then God forbid the pepper Baba retires. Let's never say that. Yeah. Retires with her. And you have to clash constantly. Yeah. You want to come and exert.
So when you thought you had power, I'm in the bedroom place. You have no right here. Yeah. Then you not come and meet me in the office.
You are not signatory to nothing.
And I'm not signing those checks, baby.
Come and meet me. Your mouth is strong here in the bedroom.
So
come and meet me in the office.
Women play.
Let me pause you. Because I want to
meet me in the office.
We have Fumi on the line. Good morning, Fumi.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're live.
I know friendship we should prioritize, but then we wouldn't want to prioritize our joy and happiness for friendship. And then you wouldn't even know if the girl is going to bring the dad peace of mind and joy and even long life. And I'm not trying to sound feminine, but then I've seen scenario where a mom's friend got married to our son. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Like maybe the way you guys are friends now, your son got married to your other friend's mom as his daughter. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. But then I just feel it's not really a bad thing if I marry my friend's father. It's not a bad thing.
So you don't see it as a bad thing?
No, it's not.
So there's nothing wrong if she marries. She was saying the son marrying her friends, her mother's friend, his mother's friends. So we are friends now, and my son chooses to come and marry Ramatu.
When he's of age,
younger,
maybe he likes older women.
Yeah, he likes older women. So it's possible.
So you will not kill Ramatu, Abi?
Of course.
Why would I kill Ramatu?
No, do you know, as you said it, I just saw Ramatu's head in a pot.
Can you imagine? I will not even try it.
Ramatu is dead. He's dead.
I will not even
try it. Put on that
if I go and come back and you're still there, you're lucky. But, just for the caller, there's nothing wrong if you fall in love. We're just saying that these relationships come with their own load.
Yeah.
It's like you coming into a family where they say, we don't want a particular tribe, and you think, it's going to just be a walk in the park for you. No, you will be ready. You are saying, I am ready for whatever comes with it. I want to fight for this love that I have. And I'm saying, the example I was giving, that me knowing myself, because as you have strategized to build your social ladder up with my dad, me knowing myself, when I go back as my ram go back and bring power, it will be in the management of that thing that your eye is on. I will wait for you there. Then whenever you are coming to any corporate something inside the family, it's me you'll be seeing.
But let me tell you where you may shoot yourself in
the leg, because give her.
Because we have heard that many decisions are made
in the bedroom.
So wait. So after you now use your strength in the office, I say, come and meet me in the office. You have this. I'll now go. I'm like, she just makes life so hard for me. I can't breathe.
You think somebody else
I
cannot
can't
play
breathe.
Daddy?
At that level is different, oh. At that level is different. Forget that thing.
Relationship different.
Okay. Let me tell you. You know, I respect the relationship you have with your daughter, and it's such a strong relationship, and I want to maintain it, but I think she's finding it hard to understand. Relationship is I want to leave. Please, I need your peace. What do you want? Well, just nothing much really. Just give me this one, so I don't have to go through her.
Wait, now when the girl has always been sanity for her father, when she has always had an acumen the father trusted business-wise. Well, if you like cry river,
these things,
you know the river, they're not going to ruin the family.
You know that sometimes that they bring this person that they bring in to has business acumen.
Yes, now.
In fact, that has what has
to trust it.
No, in fact, that's what has attracted him to have like this young girl that she's so smart.
Sometimes let's not overrate our power as daughters.
No.
And even when he reaches, and even as wives, anything can happen. But I have played. See, you know me now. I came from Wazobia family. I have seen these things play out in different ways. You will be shocked at the way the decisions they have made will now suddenly change, and nobody's giving you any excuse. So if you're lucky to have a man who is close to you as your father, who listens to you, you have an edge. A lot of people don't have that sort of.
Now the edge you go use now. Now the edge you dey talk
to his daughter and even really will the stuff than the one that's coming
I mean,
from
you don't know,
outside.
say men they think these things. That if I marry one small peke guy, go and die, I give out my asset, my children will suffer. She go and remarry. You think men don't think these things?
Go and marry another
That's
man.
the first thing on their mind. They'll be looking at you that you just cry, my darling, don't worry. They will go to Bahamas, go for another vacation.
And we've heard this happen to a lot of much younger wives, where it's at the point of funeral they realize nothing was meant for them.
Yeah, nothing was given.
Maybe these African patriarch men that we are looking at,
exactly.
They will be looking at you, giving you everything. You, while they are alive, you will chop your life, the life of your head.
Which reminds me of a story that I don't know if we have the time.
Just give us quick.
Someone came on social media and was asking for advice. They said that their father had married someone who was not their mother, stayed with him for many years, and I think she also had children. But when he passed on, he willed the house that she lived with their father to the children. And now they are giving her notice to leave. And she does not want to leave. I think this is still her house. So people on social media were like, if she was your mother, you may have allowed her to stay until she passes. But now you want her to leave. And they're like, yes, it's all right, she has to leave. So, you know, you're right, which is when you can, the man, sometimes he has this young girl to be with him just so that he can get what he needs from her. It's not really about her own welfare after he's gone. After he's gone, then she should sort herself out.
It's a lifetime. So that's why one of the things such a girl should be thinking of. Lifetime of use and dump. Yes. You don't want to end up like that.
Yeah. God forbid.
God forbid.
Lifetime of use and dump. All right, that's all we can take on the show. We've talked about true friendships. We need to evaluate. There are some things that they will show you, say, are you sure this person? For you to do this kind of thing, you know, are you sure this person is your friend? And I just pray that as our hearts are open to be good friends to others, we would attract people who are good friends to us at the end
don't marry
of the day.
Nima's daddy.
And don't marry Nima's father. If you like your
marry Nima's daddy. We are here to fight for you. If you want to marry Nima's daddy,
if you like your life,
you try it.
Nima will come full blown.
Somebody said on tweet, this is Nima is a natural fighter. Tell her she is a supernatural. I laughed when I said Satopu's was.
He's a supernatural fighter.
You in the disguise.
That's all we can take on the show today. Tomorrow it's your view, PJ. I'd like you guys to tune in and have a lovely weekend. We'll see you again on Monday. Bye-bye now.